myself.
That's why I'm recording this. big man problems.
I've got nerve damage in my right calf. Not that I had big, strong calves to begin with, but I had this severe nerve injury in 2020, and since then I have very limited function in my right calf. So it's a little bit atrophied, and I can't even do a single leg body weight calf raise on my right leg. So I try to train them just to get the nerve firing, get some function out of it. Calves are boring. I hate doing calves. So if I put them first, I'll actually do them, and I'll whole-ass them instead of half-assing them, like I would if they were at the end of a hard leg day when I'm just gassed and have no interest in doing that, or I wouldn't do them at all. So I start off the session with calves, plus it opens up the ankle, dorsiflexion. I get a big loaded stretch at the bottom, emphasize that, because I will have a squat movement today, so having the ankles mobilized on the front end of the workout is something I like to do.
I'm a fan of big loads, so let's do it.
Big load Friday, let's get it. Never used a machine like this.
What would you typically use instead?
I've just used, I guess, like a standing straight leg calf raise machine. Sometimes I'll use the leg press. Sometimes there's just some other seated straight leg calf raise variations. This is just an interesting model. But I do legs twice a week. On one day I'll do the seated calf raise, and then on the second day, this day, I'll do a straight leg calf raise variation.
Come on, there we go. Come on.
One more.
Woo.
Brutal leg day with the calves.
It's humorous, but I know it's not funny. Is like when you're on a machine doing something like that, like when you watch it, you're like, okay, but then going into your body and like feeling what that feels like is like, that sucks.
Yeah, no, getting into the machine, like machines get this bad rap for like, oh, they're easier, they're softer, whatever. It's like, get your ass in the machine, load it heavy as hell, and take the sets to failure. Like, get 8 rep max failure.
Failure's failure. Like, the feeling of failure is, across the board, just a very crabby feeling. So maybe it's just because you're just a monster and just massive, and this hammer strength, super horizontal calf just looks a little funny.
Now, with that said, the calf portion of this workout, not the most brutal, not the most excruciating,
like a
but
calf motivational video. Just calves for like an hour.
I am not the correct poster boy for the calves motivational.
It's even better. So John, what is the hardest leg day you've ever done your entire life? You have like one of those historical sessions questioning life existence?
Hardest leg day I've ever done. That's a good question. I had a couple back when I was a football player at Carolina where we would start in the weight room, and this is kind of an old school strength program when I was playing, and we'd have a heavy squat session, but then we'd go outside to the turf and just have this brutal circuit where we'd have strongman logs and be lunging them across the field. That was station 1. Station 2 was like partner heavy med ball abs. Station 3, we were just pushing these just huge wooden sleds across the field. And then we'd go to the volleyball sand court and do conditioning in the sand. It was all, none of it really made sense on paper, but it was just, how can we make this as hard as possible for these guys? So I would throw up after every one of those. We do those
pure grit, mental toughness.
Pure grit, mental toughness. We do those every Friday for the last month of the summer. But in my adult training career, man, I had a cycle where I was getting into I was doing a lot of clusters, like a lot of rest pause stuff, and I was doing them with barbell back squats. So I'd go like a 3-round cluster where I'd go as many reps as possible, rack it, rest 30 seconds, as many reps as possible, rack it, rest 30 seconds, as many reps as possible, and I was doing that for like every exercise. So some of those cluster sessions were some of my most brutal for sure.
You've been training, for a good amount of time. In terms of leg training, what would you say are some of your bigger mistakes that obviously you have to go through that you've changed from the past until now?
So for lower body hypertrophy, taking a much more traditional bodybuilding approach and going with machines. I built my training career on squats, deadlifts, Zerchers, heavy carries, RDLs. I mean, that's my favorite way to train, but from a pure hypertrophy standpoint, machines are gonna be a much better way to go. Like, I'm trying to grow my quads. Using a barbell back squat, not a great way to actually target the quadriceps tissue. Why? Because glutes, adductors, erectors are all gonna start taking over. And I'm a posterior chain dominant squatter, so I'm gonna naturally start tipping forward and just utilizing the posterior chain and not really pushing the quads to failure. Whereas if I get in the Smith machine, do a heels elevated, narrow stance, super upright posture, deep knee flexion, it is a totally quad biased squat variation. And being a machine, I can safely push it to failure, right? Whereas with the barbell, not only are other muscle groups taking over, it's a lot less logistically safety feasible to really push that truly near failure, certainly not to failure. So I'd say that's been my biggest change for hypertrophy approach, going more machine based. Yikes!
Is your friend too tall for the Smith machine?
It's just hitting the bill of the hat. I think we're good.
You're good then.
But I do need to elevate my heels, so we'll see. Yeah, we're good, right?
I think so.
If I smash my head, it'll be good content.
For sure. Whatever gets the views, John. Whatever gets the views.
Get these little knees warm and bouncy. Now we're going to the Smith machine, heels elevated, narrow stance, squat. Mouthful of an exercise name, but as I mentioned, I've really shifted my hypertrophy approach to much more machine based. And right now, more than any other muscle group, I'm trying to bring my quads up. Just being a tall, long-legged individual, my quad sweeps, as they say, have never been a standout point for me. So I'd like to bring that up. So really making sure my exercise selection is suited for targeting the quads properly and really pushing them hard, getting them stronger within kind of hypertrophy rep ranges. So I'm gonna try to hit a 8, 10, maybe 12 repper. I'm gonna get 2 hard sets and send it. And then we'll move on to a single leg press, another big quad stimulus, and go from there.
Hey, what was your fastest 40 time?
5 flat.
5 flat. And what was your weight?
It was about 305 at the time.
Woo!
So I was pretty fast and explosive linearly, like straight ahead speed, vertical jump, broad jump, pretty good. And not that I was bad with change of direction and moving laterally. I mean, you can't be if you're gonna play college football, but I was much more sagittal plane than I was frontal plane. So not surprising I ended up in strength sports and lifting. So
that's fast. All right, so you guys know my history. Everybody want to know where I get my knee sleeves. Then this guy freaking pulls these out. How much support are you actually getting with your knee exposed?
Yeah, so conveniently the primary location around the knee where I require support on that patella tendon has been eviscerated over this decade of owning them. But it still provides a little compression around the joint, but yeah, I could really kind of use this middle strip down the knee right about now.
You've had it for how long?
10 years, 2015.
So at that point, it's almost just like the good juju that comes with them, like the...
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got a pair of Nike Romaleos that I bought at the same time as these that I still own, and if I'm wearing Olympic shoes, I still wear those. Leg press, each leg. A little tushy thrust, and then one set of good girl, bad girl.
And are you liking this, 2 sets, pretty much close to failure, or to failure, and then how do you progress that on a week-by-week basis?
Yeah, so I'm kind of operating in a target rep range right now. So here earlier in the cycle, I've got my rep range target set higher, so the weights are inherently a little bit lower. So like here, I'm gonna be shooting for, I'd love to hit a 10 repper. If I get an 8 repper, that's fine. But my kind of target range is 8 to 12, 10 being kind of the sweet spot. And I'll stay at the same weight week to week until I hit the top of that rep range, until I'm getting 12 reps.
Force the adaptation.
Exactly. Once I do, then I'll increase the weight and kind of reset to, you know, the bottom of the rep range. So, you know, this is my first week at 4 plates. I was doing 3 1/4. You know, the first round that I hit it a few weeks back, I think I got it for 9 reps. Then week 2, I got it for 11. Then week 3, I got it for 13. Okay, surpassed the top of the rep range, great. Weight bumps up to 4 plates. And then if I hit, you know, 10 here next week, try to hit 11, try to hit 12, and go from there.
Come on, lock it in. Let's go. Let's get real. Come on. There we go. Come on. Ooh. Drive. That's it. That's it. Nice and control. Come on, John. Gotta get it. Gotta get it. Come on, let's work. Let's work. Push. Push. Come on. Get up. That's it. That's it. Drive up. Come on. Own this shit. Let's go. Own this shit. That's it, baby. That's it. Oh, there we go. What's that? Good job. Good job.
Luckily, I'm actually in decent shape right now.
You're not huffing and puffing and about to fall over and throw up?
Well, I'm a little bit out of breath, but to hit a 10 repper like that and not be on the floor, it was a successful health maintenance phase leading into this big push for size where I really emphasize a lot of cardio, work capacity, which I'm benefiting from now because I'm gonna recover better between that set and the next set, probably get more reps on the next set than it would if my cardio sucked and I was just gassed on the ground right now, you know?
And you're also in a gain phase, right? So you got those extra calories.
Yep.
You can see, you said a couple weeks ago, you're at 3 1/4. Now we got 4 plates on, so your body's able to utilize all that extra energy that you're feeding it properly, along with that awesome recovery phase that you came from. So you're just in a really good spot to really just crush this next couple months.
Yeah, hell yeah. I think cardiovascular fitness, just general fitness and work capacity, is underrated for strength, for hypertrophy, because if your fitness is high, your ability to train at a much higher level, set to set to set, start to finish of the workout, between workouts, is gonna be much more elevated compared to if your fitness sucks. Okay, you might smoke the first exercise or 2, but then you're fading by the end of the workout.
Do you think with your athletic background, you know, speed, power, strength, it gave you a leg up on your leg training today or not?
Not necessarily. I think there's certain things, like when I was competing in strongman, just like moving medleys, you know, just certain movements and events that have more of an athletic component, a non-stationary component, I think that was helpful. But as far as just kind of pure squat, you know, machine-based leg day, things like that, I mean, who are the best guys in the world at this stuff? The powerlifters, who frankly tend to be pretty unathletic when it comes to more of the team sport, field sport type stuff. So
it is funny you see a lot of powerlifting when you talk to people. It's like I didn't really play sports, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
So they can go to the gym and that's like their thing. That it's just them, you know, showing up, and that is kind of like their sport.
Yeah, it is, and that's not to throw shade at powerlifters or people like that. Like their trait, their skill set is strength, and the guys who are playing on Sundays in the NFL, their gift, their skill set is not strength. A lot of those guys, like, you get them in the weight room, you'd be surprised by how not super weight room strong a lot of those guys are, but their ability to change directions, their contact balance, their just kinesthetic awareness, their ability to bend and move in space is just otherworldly.
I don't know if you feel the same way, but I started working with more like college athletes or even pro athletes. You think, oh, like they're so good at the sport, they must love the training. And I found it's really like a 50-50 shot, or sometimes less, where it's like that's just what they have to do, or it's on the schedule, versus like they're not meatheads in that sense, because the sport for them is what they really thrive in.
That was something that I very much had to accept when I got into football strength and conditioning, because as strength coaches, we get into it because we love training. We love the weight room, right? And then you realize your clients, the players, they're not lifters, they're not strength coaches, they're football players or whatever sport they're playing, and the weight room is an accessory to their sport. And most of those guys, like, they don't love the weight room, they don't love to train, they love going out and balling. And you know, hopefully they see the weight room and the training as beneficial to their playing and elevating their game, which the good ones, the professionals, do see it that way and they take it seriously. But yeah, it can be disappointing or a little disheartening as a coach getting in there and realizing that the guys don't love to train the same way that you do. And that's just something you have to factor into the way that you communicate with the guys and that you coach them, and finding different ways to motivate them, make it competitive, make them buy in, you know?
You just stay in there, you know what I mean? Just lay back, take a nap. I'll load all the plates for you.
I'm tempted. It is very inconvenient for me to get in and out of this thing. Put one more plate on, get after it.
Come on, come on. Let's go, John, let's go.
Oh, that's my bad leg. Now for the good leg. I'm just gonna try to match the reps.
Nice, strong. Good. Come on. Let's grow, let's grow, let's grow. Up, come on.
My right leg is still probably a 10% deficit compared to my left, so I always start with my right leg, my bad leg. I can always get more on my left, but I just try to match the reps so I don't further drive that imbalance. But right leg is what it is, but I try to always incorporate unilateral work so that right leg is getting an independent stimulus, and I can really just continue to focus on it, getting it firing without support from the other side.
Thrust. Thrust. Yeah. Yeah, to the beat of the song, baby.
A little booty work.
Booty work. We're doing sitting here. 1 set, 2 sets.
Gonna get 2 sets in here, which a little bit of a quad stimulus actually. Place your feet right, get some, you know, good knee flexion on this. Obviously primarily glutes, which the squat variation I did, very non-glute active. Got some glute stimulus from the single leg press, but this is gonna be my main glute movement for the week. So really trying to isolate them. Now, in the past, I might have done an RDL, some sort of a hinge variation, but I'm really trying to keep my lower back non-fatigued and a non-issue during all this, which once I start going with RDLs and deadlifts, I'm gonna send them, and I'm gonna load them until the wheels fall off.
So great, like bodybuilders, they do a better job most of the time with stimulus to fatigue ratio because they can use machines and you know, like the ego's a little bit more out of check with like this big compound list this guy's gonna throw in. So long-term fatigue management is a lot better, and you already have some pre-fatigue from the other stuff.
Exactly.
So here it's like you're still probably feeling your, like you said, your quads a little bit. Obviously we're biasing the glutes, but long-term it's like perfect for keeping you training longer, harder, and more sustainable injury prevention, those types of things.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a very all or nothing guy, so if heavy hinges, deadlifts, RDLs are in my rotation, I'm gonna train them heavy, hard and heavy, because that's what I love to do. So we're gonna keep it safe for this gain phase and really just optimize hypertrophy And the best way to allow yourself to optimize hypertrophy over an extended gain phase is to stay healthy over the course of that entire time and not deal with nagging lower backs, tendonitis. Like, if you're dealing with that chronic wear and tear, chances are you're not gonna be able to lift as heavy, get as many reps in training, your recovery's gonna be off. So I'm gonna try to feel as good as I can during this whole cycle. And then once I've built all the tissue, I'm at peak size, then we'll transition into more of a strength phase where we'll take that size and we'll put it to good use and break the old barbell and axle and logs out and see what we can do.
Yeah, to the beat of the song, baby.
Tall guy problems, am I right?
Yeah, come on. Yeah. Oh yeah. Good John, come on. Good set here, good set. Nice. Yeah.
See if I can get out of this a little more smoothly. That's a wrap for the hip thrust. Gonna move on to the hip adduction, hip abduction, AKA the good girl, bad girl. Gonna get these hips cracked wide open, squeeze some watermelons, and
So juicy.
which, okay, but seriously, the hip adduction machine, the good girl, really underrated movement. Most people are not directly training their adductors, right? You know, people might do a Copenhagen plank, which is great, but it's only an isometric. And you know, you'll get adductor stimulus from squatting, things like that. But in terms of a direct, isolated, full range of motion, concentric, eccentric adductor stimulus, you can't really replicate the hip adduction machine. So you can hit one big old set to failure and then flip her around and drive the knees out, bust it open wide.
That's what he said.
And hit the outer glutes.
You know, it's kind of a serious note though, like, being an athlete, I think it is super underrated how much your body is moving in different directions.
Yeah.
Under, you know, force of another player or whatever it is. But then you get into the lifting side of things and you start neglecting all those little muscles.
Yeah.
So it's like, yeah, we're really good, you know, sagittal, up and down type stuff. But then in real life, right, say you go and slip outside or on ice, your body gets put into a weird position. It's that stuff that can be catastrophic because we haven't trained it in so long.
Yeah, so like having strength at end range for your adductor, I mean, think about how many opportunities there are to strain your groin, right? Where you get put out into you get forced into that end range of motion, but you've got no strength there. You've got no durability there, no ability to absorb or produce force there. Well, by training at end range, I jokingly said, I'm gonna crack my hips wide open. I'm gonna try to open my hips as wide as possible, load the end range of motion of the adductor with heavy weight, right? And train through that. And you start to develop that resilience at the end range in a lengthened tissue position. So I really like, you know, for a durability and, you know, functional mobility standpoint, loading end ranges of motion. All right, and that's a wrap. So, got a good workout in today, a lot of hard, heavy working sets in. So that's a wrap for this. My legs are smoked, my glutes are smoked. I'm gonna grab my carbs, my post-workout meal, chill out for a little bit, edit some of the content we shot. Stay tuned, we got a lot coming. And gonna hit the road, head back home. Got some more travel coming up, and then be chilling for the months of December and January. But stay tuned, guys. Subscribe to the channel, subscribe to Joey's channel. We got a lot of good stuff coming your way over the course of the next few weeks. So Anyway, my brain is fried right now. My legs are fried. I'm gonna go eat and recover.